So, yesterday I posted someone's Facebook article about um, the witch burnings or the women burnings. And I guess it triggered um, some of the men. I had someone question me in private of why I would post something of such divisive nature. And it took me actually quite by surprise because these days I don't think much in terms of gender roles and just don't feel the need to side with either one of the polarities. But it made me think of something interesting as I noticed my unruffled emotions. I maintained a neutrality in the discourse, and I thought, yeah, how is that? Why am I able to maintain this neutrality? And I guess it is directly related to me having transcended my ego's role as a female persona, transcended the identity of woman, and I don't have to defend the role of women or men in that polarized way. But this is something that I only was able to relinquish after having come into the recognition of the absolute self, or the I within the I, inanna in Aramaic. And because I now have this awareness of the absolute self, which is represented by my soul, which is void of polarity, it's given me the awareness that I am so much more than just a woman or a man or a human being. I live from the awareness of my eternal soul, or the absolute self, which is so nebulous that it needs no defense. It needs no there is no need to defend something that is not even definable. And because I live from my soul awareness and no longer just live from the identity of a Caucasian woman with a German nationality or heritage, I don't have to defend my women's rights. I don't have to defend my country because these things are no longer my soul identity. These things no longer define who I am. I am a much greater being than the woman body that's currently walking this earth. And I guess globalism is trying to erode people's identities, is trying to erode people's gender, nationalities, and all of these things that divide us. But they're trying to do it without people having the awareness of their absolute self. And you cannot rob and steal a person's identity and persona, ego persona, without this knowledge of the higher self. That is never going to work because as a mere human, we derive our meaning and stability from the identity with our persona. And it's this identity, this need for identity, that keeps humanity in conflict with one another, because they're trying to defend the only reality that they are aware of. Like in this example, me as a woman, I would want to defend women's rights, right? But if you defend your women's rights, you're going to have the men rise up and in offense and stand for their rights. And so you have this back and forth conflict all the time, only because humanity is in that lower consciousness. When you are aware of your I am, your eternal soul essence, which is so nebulous and undefinable, what is there left to fight for? Nothing. I hope this makes sense. I had written an article which was a little more concise and more clear. My words are just not flowing quite as easily on camera with this, but yeah. What are you identifying with and as? Are you identifying with your ego role as a man or a woman? And are you going to defend that to the death? Because that's the only awareness of your being that you possess. That's going to be difficult. And it's going to continue with the conflict of polarities. We by the, I don't want to use religious terms, but by the grace of God, may higher consciousness continue to flow into the collective awareness of humanity, and may we all recognize that we are just so much more than our human avatars with our human wants and desires and needs, so that we don't have to fight on this petty level of existence and survival. You're so much more. And once you know yourself, your absolute self, you're going to laugh at the nonsense that we do as unconscious humans. Unconscious women and men. May consciousness come, and may it lift humanity, elevate humanity into their divine recognition, and live from a divine awareness.